Hello, my topic for my literature review was social media in the classroom. So I'm going to start with why a teacher might want to use social media in the classroom. And a big reason is that students are already using social media. I'm a high school math teacher, so my students especially are already on their phones and using social media. So if that's your students, that why not use that social media to enhance student learning and create a digital extension of the class. I will say I have actually used social media in the classroom before. I've used a private Instagram page, and I've gone through some channels to make sure that everything was done effectively and appropriately to maximize the gains, or so I thought, until I started this research and I really learned some ways to maximize the learning gains and ensure that I was doing it the most effectively and appropriate way possible, and that everything was covered. Um, so with that, social media can broaden their reach. We are able to connect students with proper resources and create a space for collaboration. And although there's not a lot of research on social media use particularly, there is on integrative technologies. And recent research really does support the integration of interactive technologies in order to bridge the gap between home and school, enhance student performance, increase student engagement and interest. Um, and we're trying to transfer that research to social media. Social media is an interactive technology in a sense, um, and the learning gains and the way we use technology can be adapted to fit social media for educational purposes, and hopefully we'll get these same aims. I did see a very positive influence of my social media account, but with my literature review and my research, I really wanted to um, make sure that I was maximizing the learning gains and doing everything as best as I could. There's lots of benefits, including a lot of them going back to communication. You can make announcements. You can open communication between students. You can have a direct line of communication between students and the educators, which really allows students to feel safe and open to coming to you in this digital platform. And that was the biggest benefit for using social media I've personally felt outside of it really did enhance student learning. It got them more interested. It created some extensions. It was great for Regents Review and posting announcements. But again, the biggest thing is that students can reach out for questions. They can confide in you when they might not feel comfortable to do so in class or may not have the opportunity to do so. Um, and it just provides that safe spot for them. And again, you can provide extra resources, videos, relevant um, images or relevant articles, extension problems in my case, and things just to keep them thinking, keep them inquiring, keep them um, active in this pursuit of knowledge even outside of the classroom. However, there are a lot of benefits. There are some potential concerns. Social media could be an issue for parents and administration that are wary of privacy concerns or even with inappropriate behavior. However, there are some things that I ensured to make sure that this wasn't a concern. And again, with my literature review and reading a lot on social media in the classroom, I also learned some other really good um, tips and tricks for making sure you are addressing these potential concerns and making sure that you're kind of ensuring everybody's comfortable, as well as you're going to need their permission in order to engage in the social media with the class. So with that, that big question was how can I more effectively use social media in an appropriate way to enhance student learning, create a digital space, and really just maximize the learning gains of using social media in the classroom. And with that, you got to disclose what is inappropriate to better understand what appropriate use is, right? So we're going to eliminate what not to do. And a lot of this is self explanatory to most people, I would hope. and it includes anything that is illegal, anything that reflects badly on their profession or them as a professional, and especially pursuing or contacting students in a way that makes them uncomfortable. These are the big no's. And for a majority of people, we're going to say, of course, that is what we would never do as an educator and never try to do as an educator. But you do need to be conscious of this inappropriate, of what could be seen as inappropriate use to make sure that you are using it as in an appropriate manner. Other ways just to ensure you have everything is kind of in line is making sure you choose the right social media for your target audience and your desired intentions. Um, Obviously, using social media in general depends on your age group, your intentions, what you need from it. I am a high school, my students are using social media, and I found that this was a great way to reach them outside of the classroom and create an extension. But platforms like Instagram and Twitter, I didn't necessarily think about how more, they could be better choices than other social medias. And I would say Instagram, especially, just because I feel like that's the most popular right now with teenagers. But Instagram and Twitter allow the user to view and interact with the class account without the owner being able to view their personal posts. So this is great because it ensures that there's no blurring of the lines between professional and personal use of the social media. Students, you can have your private account on either platform, um, making sure that you know exactly who is following you. You have to accept them. So you make sure that they're the students in your classes or their parents or guardians, because again, this is a great way to have that communication with home and get the family knowing what they're doing in the classroom. But it makes sure that you can better facilitate the collaboration in the private social media page. And it also makes sure that you're not blurring those lines and you're not seeing any of the students' personal posts. It's all the interaction is strictly on this private classroom use account. You need to seek permission from administration, and I really would recommend using permission slips for parent awareness and agreement. These are the two kind of big ones. And with that, you should discuss what we just discussed about with making sure you disclose that it's a private account, how it's going to work, how you can make sure that it's going to make a positive impact in the learning, while also making sure that those privacy concerns and inappropriate use concerns are kind of taken care of and not need to be a concern. And with that, it really just goes with effective implementation of social media can allow us educators to provide access to additional educational materials, create a platform for communication and collaboration, engage students outside of the classroom, and really open up new channels between school and home, while also increasing the learning gains of the students and maximizing their engagement and interest in the material. Thank you very much, and I hope you can find a way to use social media in your classroom.